This says a lot about the future of work with the rapid adoption of AI. President Trump just signed a new executive order titled Advancing Artificial Intelligence Education for American Youth. This move will change how millions of students learn and how they prepare for the fast approaching AI-driven economy. And on top of that, the order mandates a presidential AI challenge. Let's break it down. So I've read the whole thing so you don't have to, and I'm going to summarize it briefly because there's a lot of interesting points in here. So let's start with Section 1, which is honestly a direct confirmation of AI's new role in our world. The White House clarifies that AI is rapidly transforming the modern world and even goes on to say that it is transforming the way we work and live, which is very true. The background focuses on two major points. Number one is the need to familiarize and educate students on AI early so they can be ready to innovate and contribute to the AI economy, which, according to McKinsey, is set to grow by between $17.1 and $25.6 trillion annually. It describes AI education integration from kindergarten to 12th grade as critical, right? So we're going to be seeing AI education starting in kindergarten. Number two is the need to equip teachers with AI tools in the classroom. This includes educating teachers on AI as well, of course, so they're able to actively teach it, but also giving them access to specific AI models and programs that they can integrate into their teaching style. To sum it all up, and perhaps creating one of the longest sentences I've ever seen, the order reads, by establishing a strong framework that integrates early student exposure with comprehensive teacher training and other resources for workforce development, we can ensure that every American has the opportunity to learn about AI from the earliest stages of their educational journey through post-secondary education, fostering a culture of innovation and critical thinking that will solidify our nation's leadership in the AI-driven future. Thank you. Let's move to Section 4. An artificial intelligence education task force has been created, headed up by the Director of the Office of Science and Technology Policy. Also on the task force, we see the Secretary of Agriculture, the Secretary of Labor, the Secretary of Energy, the Secretary of Education, I would hope, the Director of the National Science Foundation, the Assistant to the President for Domestic Policy, the Special Advisor for AI and Crypto, the Assistant to the President for Policy, and other heads of other departments that the chair sees fit to invite. The task force will be responsible for coordinating and implementing the policy in its entirety. So let's talk about what that could look like. But first, the Presidential AI Challenge. And there's a whole section for this. Basically, within 90 days of the date of this order being released, so we can say about by the next school year, the task force needs to design and implement a presidential AI challenge. What does that mean? Basically, it's a nationally recognized AI science fair. The goal of the challenge is to, and I quote, encourage and highlight student and educator achievements in AI, promote wide geographic adoption of technological advancement, and foster collaboration between government, academia, philanthropy, and industry to address national challenges with AI solutions. Now, naturally, the challenge will have different age and regional categories, so a 12th grader from California won't be competing against a kindergartner from Delaware. The order does include that both government and private sector agencies will be involved in this process to provide technical expertise and even funding to ensure this is a productive measure. So Section 6 elaborates on this, and you'll be seeing this soon in the news. There will be many public-private partnerships formed to integrate AI into the education system, and the order mandates that they be announced on a rolling basis as they occur. It also mentions that the task force will need to acquire and delegate funding needed for this measure and includes avenues for additional grants. It basically calls for all of our public and private resources to contribute to this effort in one way or another and places a 90-day deadline on top of it. So we will be hearing about the outcomes of this order relatively soon. Now, what this means for teachers is very interesting. It describes the addition of AI tools in the classroom with the goal of reducing time-intensive administrative tasks, improving teacher training and evaluation, providing training on the field of AI so that it is, of course, teachable, and that extends to teaching educators how to use different AI modalities so that they can in turn incorporate them into the classroom. I don't think it would be unrealistic for us to see AI agents in the classroom within a year. And lastly, there is a directive to create opportunities for AI apprenticeships. They're actually allocating funding and resources to ensure that young people have a way to become skilled workers in the field so they can more easily join the AI-driven workforce. Now, this is beyond all of those education options that are already in place. This is one of the big steps that the government is taking to ensure that with the arrival of things like AGI, society is not left behind. This is essential. Like it or not, things are going to change. Our workforce is set to undergo massive restructuring in the coming decade, and it's changing significantly already. So, taking steps like this, in my opinion, is very necessary to ensure that we experience a smooth transition into this next phase of technological advancement. Hopefully, this next generation will be educated in a way that allows them to integrate into the workforce with success and help shape it to become profitable and sustainable for everyone in partnership with AI. So, what will this look like? I think we're definitely going to see the study of AI added into science and social studies curriculums, and I definitely think there will be specialty electives where applicable as well. This could also take the form of after school programs, clubs, and like the challenge, competitions. I think we'll definitely see teachers using AI for lesson plans, activities. I'm not sure that we're at the stage of tailored learning plans yet, but I could see AI being a school backed resource out of school for things like homework questions. In fact, many schools in America are already using AI for many of these concepts. The point of this order is to support this process and to train educators on how to advance these ideas in an effective way. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. This move will also affect the worldview of these children, and I think in a very positive way. By demystifying AI and learning about its uses, kids will be able to better adapt and contribute to the field, getting us closer and closer to that abundance driven society that we are hopefully heading towards. Listen, if you've made it this far, I appreciate you. Stay up to date with AI news, developments, applications, uses, and philosophy. Consider subscribing. I've created this channel as a resource for both you and me so we can navigate these monumental changes together and be prosperous in doing so. I'm Michael Voss, and this is the AI ARK. I'll see you next week.